Yair is a rare from 1996's Mirage. You know, I don't think I've ever talked about the reserve list on here, so here it is. Here's the reserved list video. Alright, let's flash back to 1994. Magic is a huge success right out of the gate. Limited edition, sold out. Arabian Nights, yeah, good luck finding that. Antiquities, oh, you know that's sold. Revised edition comes out, reprints most of the original base set, replacing some of the most powerful cards with cards from Arabian Nights and Antiquities. Legends, hell yeah, we are all about Jedid O'Janan. The Dark, beautiful. Wizards of the Coast, you've done it again. Fallen Empires, oh, well, you figured out how to print the right amount of cards, I guess. By the time 4th edition and Ice Age are out, it's gotten to the point that cards from the earlier sets are actually very hard to come by, even in 1995. If you want those cards, you are either paying the premium or hoping for a reprint in a core set. So, Wizards sees the demand, people want to play with these older cards, and they produce a set called Chronicles. Chronicles has reprints from Arabian Nights Through the Dark, all in white border, but with their original expansion symbol. Prices immediately drop because you can get an Arcady Sabbath now for much cheaper than the Legends printing. This pissed a lot of people off. You may be surprised to know that the argument that Wizards is simultaneously reprinting too much and not reprinting enough has been going on since the start of the game. But people are furious that their cards have lost value to the point that there is fear about their investments on the secondary market. And Wizards honestly kind of knee-jerkingly makes a promise that they will make a list of cards so as to preserve their value on the secondary market. And here is what the promise originally says. All cards from limited edition that had not been already reprinted in 4th edition or Ice Age, all uncommons and rares from Arabian Nights and Antiquities, and all cards from Legends and the Dark that had not been reprinted in revised 4th edition or Chronicles. These cards will never be reprinted. Ever. They can't even change the name of the card. If it has the same effect for the same cost and the same color, it is the same card and against the rules for reprinting. So your Bartel Rune Axes and your Power Leeches will never show up again and keep their value. In addition, Wizards kept the right to reprint cards from every set from Fallen Empires on, including Chronicles, but they would add 75% of the rares from those sets to the reserved list, also preventing them from ever being reprinted. They wouldn't tell you which ones though when the set came out, you had to wait until the next core set. So once 5th edition comes out, you learned that Yair would never be reprinted, and you'd better grab those while you can. They did this all the way through Urza's Destiny. Come 2002, Wizards announced that they were no longer adding cards to the reserved list from Mercadian Masks on. In addition, due to public support, all commons and uncommons from limited edition were removed from the reserved list. This is why Clone could be reprinted in Onslaught. Yeah, Clone used to be on the reserved list, and I remember it being a pricey card when Onslaught released. The thing about not reprinting functional copies is annoying in one major particular instance. Thunder Spirit from Legends is a 2/2 flying first strike for 1 white. It is the perfect white common in Modern Magic, and they can never print a card that is exactly that. They dance with it being kinda close, but they can't do that one specific card. Now, there was a loophole in the reserved list, and that was that Wizards could print premium versions of reserved list cards still. That meant at the time, a fancy version of a card in a non-standard set, or even just a foil version, that would be a premium version of a card. They used this to print multiple Judge promos, but eventually tested it with From the Vault relics in dual decks Phyrexia versus the Coalition, and the community reacted negatively and the loophole was closed. And that's where we're at today. The reserved list is never going away. Do not get your hopes up on this. It is very clear that many at Wizards also hate this fact, based on comments made prior to appointment and elsewise, but you will never see a current employee discuss it. They're shackled by the same 28-year-old promise we all are, and even talking about it can open up the possibility of Wizards probably maybe getting sued over it. Even when it's demonstrably shown that the oldest versions of cards that are literally given away nowadays have retained their value due to sheer scarcity, you might as well stock up on that grip of Auspicious Ancestors and Brushwags. You're never getting one of those anywhere else.